Hi there and welcome from my vacation. And usually in my vacation what I'm doing is, of course, I'm laying on the beach. I'm currently in Turkey and I like to drink Efes beer. So this is what I'm doing. And currently I'm taking a break from the beach and thinking about how I could improve my workflow of production, right? And one of the main VST plugins I'm using still for the last 10 years is Illformed Glitch. And I thought about how could I improve the workflow of this tool rather than always creating new patterns and adding it to the track and implementing always the same things. I would love to improve and increment the way how I'm working with this plugin. Let me just show you in a second what I'm talking about. So let me show you the old world and how the developer of Illformed Glitch, how I was using this plugin in the past and how I improved the workflow for myself. What I prepared here in Ableton Live, this is like representing the old world. This is basically, I just show you how the developer had in mind how to use the Glitch plugin, but then I'm going to show you just what I want to improve. I just show you here a loop. This is how the loop sounds like. So it's just a loop, okay, and I enable Glitch. And you see here in Glitch, basically I'm having two patterns and I'm switching between these two patterns because this is what you want to have. And the way how you have to automate this one is in Ableton Live, I'm using another MIDI track. And the MIDI track sends the notes to the Glitch plugin. So the Glitch plugin is on top of an audio track, and because of the MIDI automation, I can switch here the scenes. Okay, this is what I have done the last 10 years. And I guess this is what most people have done so far. Now let me show you how you can do things way more interesting, and rather than always adding this complex or implementing this complex setup in your DAW, I want to come up with another more intuitive idea of how to use this plugin in 2025. So let's jump to Bitwig and let me show you what I've done here. Two tracks. One is, I call it Azure. I've done this yesterday night. And another one I was just doing on the beach while just drying after jumping into the sea.
I'm saying that on the real stuff you know. You know what I'm saying? On the real stuff you know. You know what I'm saying? And real on the real, 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 on the
I'm having here this vocal track, obviously, with the Glitch plugin on top. And rather than automating the scenes via MIDI notes, I'm just enabling all the effects I would love to use from Glitch. I'm taking every individual effect, like the shuffler, the delay, the gator, the stretcher effect, etc. And I'm automating the mix parameter. Check this out. See this here? And in Bitwig, the awesome thing is you can have so many modulation effects within the plugin or add to the plugin. You can do more or less the same thing in Ableton Live. It's just more intuitive doing so in Bitwig. I'm just adding these steps plugin, and you have this here, right? And then you can map this pretty easy to any parameter within your desired plugin. Rather than switching the MIDI notes in Glitch, I'm using Bitwig's step sequencer to automate the plugin. And with this idea, I'm automating every individual mix parameter of all the effects from Glitch I want to use to add more complexity. From this step plugin, you rather have to choose less steps to automate the parameter because you want to add exciting steps, right? So it shouldn't be too much. So, right, the more salt and pepper you add and the more cooks you have for the soup, it's just too much. But with these steps, I have the control in the plugin itself and everything in one configuration. So I can also go here and say save preset to library and call this Glitch default pattern. So now I have my Glitch default pattern, and with that I can just go to the next tracks, like what you have heard before, and copy and paste the same engine of Glitch to this track, right? And here I have it. Yeah, okay, now I have added it before, but you get the point. And if you want to have a variation of what you've done so far before, right, you can just pretty easy, I don't know, say change your pattern, or you can just go like this. And of course, this is now too much, so I rather prefer to clear it and add something else. The same thing here, clear, add some other effects, and to the other parameter. By the way, I'm also using different step sizes and different pattern lengths. It keeps a long time to repeat itself, maybe hours or endless hours or minutes at least. And the same thing here, clear, and add something else, and I can just play it. And here again, I have exactly what I just want to have, the power of the glitch plugin, but with the individual patterns. This is always what I want to add to the track. I can just save this as a preset, and this is the way to go. And it's way easier to automate this one and store it as a plugin, as a template into Bitwig or any DAW of your choice, and have some exciting, interesting glitch effects and variations. And that's it so far. I'm surprised I haven't seen this before on YouTube. That's all that came to my mind while I was laying on the beach. So talk to you soon. I will now go back and enjoy my beer on the beach, and see you soon.